Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of TinyZero, a project hosted on GitHub. It's a really cool reproduction of a larger model, focusing on countdown and multiplication tasks. Intriguing, right?
Absolutely. So what's the core idea behind TinyZero? Is it just a smaller version of something else?
Precisely. It's a reproduction of DeepSeek R10, but significantly smaller. They've built it using VRL, a framework that allows for efficient training. The goal? To see if they can replicate the reasoning abilities of a much larger language model, but with significantly reduced computational resources. Think of it as a proof of concept.
I see. So it's about resource efficiency. How do they achieve that?
That's where it gets really interesting. They leverage reinforcement learning, RL, to train a smaller base language model. They're using the QN 2.5 series to develop self-verification and search capabilities. It's all about teaching the model to reason, essentially. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But how does the training actually work? The GitHub page mentions different setups for different model sizes. I'm a bit lost in the technical details.
Right, so they have different training scripts, depending on the size of the base model. For smaller models, like those under 1.5B parameters, they can use a single GPU. But for larger models, like the 3B plus parameter versions, they need multiple GPUs for training. The scripts handle the distribution of the workload across the GPUs. They also use different data preparation steps depending on whether they're using an instruct-tuned model or not. It's quite involved.
So essentially, they're showing that you don't always need a massive model to achieve complex reasoning. It's more about the training methodology, right?
Exactly. It's a testament to the power of clever training techniques. And the best part? They've made the entire process reproducible and open source, allowing others to experiment and build upon their work. That's what makes this so exciting.
That's fantastic. It really highlights the importance of efficient training methods in the field of large language models. I'm curious, though, what are the limitations? Are there any drawbacks to this approach?
Well, while it's impressive, it's still a smaller model. It might not scale as well to extremely complex tasks as a much larger model. Also, the training process itself can be resource-intensive, even if it's less so than training a full-sized model. But the trade-off between resource usage and performance is a significant contribution. It opens up possibilities for researchers with limited resources.
That's a great point. It's a balance, a trade-off. So overall, TinyZero is a significant contribution to the field. It demonstrates that sophisticated reasoning isn't solely dependent on model size.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic example of how clever engineering and innovative training techniques can push the boundaries of what's possible, even with limited resources. And that's what makes this project so compelling. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into TinyZero. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.